So welcome back, everyone. It's lovely to see you all again. And let's start with the superpower exercise. So take a deep breath, close your eyes or keep them open, whichever you prefer, and go into your superpower state. However you do that. So by repeating a word or phrase, or by imagining hugging your subject. Feel your heart opening. Feel that expansion. And imagine that light or energy shining out from you, shining out from your heart. And now imagine that light or energy spreading down to your toes, up to the top of your head, out to your fingertips. So you're full of that light, that energy, that love, that power. And allow that light or energy to fill each of the cells of your body. Love each little cell just for existing. Very good. Now imagine yourself as a child, any age. Fill that little you with that same light, that energy. From the tips of their toes to the top of their head and out to their fingertips. Love that child just for existing. And allow that light or energy to overflow from that child and fill your whole childhood. Shine that light into any darkness. Love everything and everyone just for existing. And now send that light or energy to everybody else in the group. Everyone who's on this call today. And open your heart even more to receive the love from everyone else. And receive the love from me. Pure, unconditional love. Very good. All right, you can open your eyes. See if you can maintain that state now throughout the session. So it may not be possible, that's okay. And whenever you think of it, just go back into it. Whenever you notice that you're out of it, just go back into it. But see what happens if you try to maintain that buzzy state, that kind of light, that energy, that love. Imagine yourself still filled with that energy and that light as we're talking. All right? And you can continue aiming it at each other or at inanimate objects around you. Radiate. All right. And so today, before I check in with each person, I wanted to share two main points today that I think will be helpful. First is, very often it's about, rather than trying to find ways to be happy, rather than trying to make yourself happy and, change everything, very often it's about allowing yourself to be happy instead. So, if you start to become aware of, am I allowing myself to be happy right now? So start to become aware, is my heart open? Am I allowing? Because what happens is we're very often, either because of conditioning, so we feel like we're not allowed to be happy, so we need permission, in which case you need to give yourself permission, or sometimes it's just habit.
it's a habit, our baseline sometimes is just, blur and not particularly happy. So it's important to become aware, am I allowing myself to be happy? So that's number one. The second thing I wanted to share is that the reason we need to practice and repeat new memories. So happy new memories, the superpower, any affirmations you do, all positive things need more repetition than negative things. And the reason is the way the brain is designed, stress chemicals, when you have a stressful situation, your brain is designed to record it immediately because of survival. So there's a tiger, you need to remember, I mustn't go near that place again or whatever. The happy stuff, the brain does not record it unless it's repetition. So you may have heard Joe Dispenza made this phrase famous, but it originally comes from a scientist called Hebb. It's called Hebb's law or Hebb's rule. And it's cells that fire together, wire together. Neurons that fire together, wire together. And that's because, there's the idea of that as you have a thought over and over again, thoughts are connections between neurons. And as you repeat it over and over, then it becomes established. So, and they call it wired, but it means that those neurons have that relationship now, and that information is established in your brain. So that's true for, arbitrary thoughts, things that don't have any emotion to them, and it's true for positive thoughts and positive, sayings and phrases and things. But the negative ones don't need repetition because of the survival situation. So I hope that the survival system, I hope that explains. That's why it is so important to spend a lot more time practicing any positive stuff, whether it's the superpower or affirmations or happy memories, new memories, those kind of things. Practice those over and over to get those neural networks established. All right, so I hope that helps. And so let's check in with everybody now. So Tina, how are you today?
Good, thank you.
Good.
Dealing with problems, but it's getting better. I sent lots of today using Superpower because I say, what can I do? Nothing, just Superpower.
Good. Yes.
So I feel much better, is kind of better. And yeah, I have a question, because whatever you explained today, you said first you ask yourself if you allowed yourself to feel good.
Yeah.
When you said this question, I was like, no, I'm not allowing myself to feel good. There is some resistance. So what I do then?
Okay. So good. Thank you for sharing that, because you won't be alone. And I know that's how I was before as well. And so, of course, there's various reasons for this. So some part of it is habit. Part of it is conditioning from childhood. So if you come from a family who they were very guarded, very cautious, that, feeling good is not safe, mm-hmm. or you were made fun of. So for some people, they got excited, they got happy, and they were criticized for it, or teased, or made fun of, that kind of thing. So what you want to do is, number one, love it. Love the fact that you won't allow yourself to, or that you don't allow yourself to be happy. So that's always the first step. Second step, change those childhood memories. So if you know straight away of any memories when you were a child of your family not being able to be happy, or that it wasn't safe to be happy, or that you were teased, anything like that, change those, of course, first, and practice the new ones. If you can't think of anything, then just make new ones up. Just imagine your whole family being happy and expressing that joy, being safe and comfortable to express it. And then also at yourself as a child, being happy and being praised. and supported and encouraged for being happy.
Okay.
And mainly the feeling of safety, because that's going to be the strongest thing. Is if it's not safe to be happy, that's the most difficult one to override, of course. So you want to be safe.
Okay, so now I have another question. What is the most important to create like a whole new childhood or change memories? Because they're like two different things.
Yes. Okay. So here's what I find is the best thing is you want to end up with a whole new childhood, and you do whatever it takes to get that. Now, as you start creating a new childhood, you'll find certain memories come to mind that contradict it.
Okay.
Change those. That's the easiest way to do it, because then also you're rather than going digging, looking for bad memories and doing the archaeology, you're actually changing the ones that are particularly stopping you from this brand new childhood, from this positive, supportive childhood.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Yes. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And then I also wanted to add, what did I want to add? There was something you said in the beginning about, I've forgotten. It may come back. It may come back to me.
I was deal with problems or like what?
What was that? There was something about dealing with the problems, but I can't quite place it now. No, it popped into my head and then it's popped out again. I'm sure I'll remember it during the thing and during the rest of the session, and then I'll come back to you. All right. Thank you, Tina. Thank you for sharing that. And Katrina. Hi, Katrina. How are you today?
Hi. Yes, I'm good. Okay, so here's my update from yesterday. So I would like to read the following. So there's 3 parts to it, okay. First of all, I want to express my sincere gratitude to you, Odille, and to the rest of the group, to the magical healing you all sent me and my partner. It was mind-blowing. I was left speechless in a wonderful way.
Fantastic. That is brilliant. Well done.
Okay, thank you. And from this experience, I know I love being kind to him because it makes me feel good.
Fantastic.
Yes. And the third one is my relationship today was loving. So thank you to you all.
You're very, very welcome, Katrina. And that is, hearing that from you is the best thanks. So hearing that result is the best thanks. We love to hear that feedback. Thank you so much for sharing it. And well done. I'm so excited for you and so thrilled for you.
Okay.
Good job. Yay. All right. So, and then Lisa, yay. It's so lovely to have you on audio.
Yay.
Hey, how are you today?
Oh, good. Yay, I'm here.
It's lovely to hear you. Any questions or targets for today? Or comments?
I'm really good. I just noticed that the energy is building higher and higher, and I'm vibrating at a really high frequency. And throughout the day, I've got that love state. And then I noticed that people around me are, a lot of wonderful things are happening to them also. So I'm very pleased with that too. So
yeah, very good. Well done. You're such a lovely, shiny example.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for sharing. And it's so lovely to have you, to be able to hear you now as well.
Thank you. It's beautiful to be here.
Yay. Any targets for today or anything, Lisa?
Everything's good.
Oh, yay. Good job. All right. And then Wanda. Hey, Wanda, how are you doing?
Good. I don't have a lot of update, but I'm happy to have a new day, of a healthy, happy new day.
Yay. Very good. Good
Still working on the
job.
squirrel though.
Oh, yes. How's
Still
that going?
working on them.
Squirrel? How's that going?
I didn't see anything today, but I'm still working on it.
Okay. And
They
how do you
didn't. They
feel
didn't
about
come today. They didn't come today.
it? There you go. Good.
So
So
I'm
how
going to
do you
continue
feel?
working it.
Good. And when you think of the squirrels, how do you feel?
Well, I'm looking at them like in my mind that they are that they're just stopping by and kind of like saying hello, but they're not digging on my plant. So I'm trying to just send love to them. I didn't get no spray. So
Okay. All right. And
I
so,
did
I'm sorry. No.
I did practice that the spray didn't work, but I didn't get it. And so I
Good.
just see them like, standing there on the fence, but they're not jumping into my plant. That's the way
Oh,
I'm seeing them, and kind of like enjoying their visit, but
uh-huh.
not getting into my plant.
All
So
right. And so,
that's what I'm looking at.
very good. That's a good job. Well done. And now I want you to level that up. I want you to imagine them getting into your plants and fill that with love.
And see them digging and send the love.
Exactly. So get into the love state first. Get into the superpower state first. So you fill yourself with unconditional love first, and you can do it during the session today.
Okay.
And then make sure that's strong first. Make sure you're in a really strong superpower state. And then aim it at the squirrels sitting on the fence, as you said, not doing anything. And then see them getting into your plants, digging it up, doing the worst they can do, and maintain that superpower state as best you can. If you lose it, that's okay. Just stop and start again. But
Okay.
practice that, because when you are able to do that, like Katrina yesterday, when you are able to do that difficult one, that's when you level up your skill.
Okay.
All right. And thank you for sharing that, because that goes for everybody. So start with easy targets, of course, and practice on inanimate objects, do all that. But the goal, when you have an opportunity to aim at something that really annoys you, that you're upset about, that you're frightened of, that you're angry about, anything like that, when you have that opportunity to practice on that target, that really, really levels up your skills on all levels. So physiologically, chemically, electromagnetically, vibrationally, spiritually, all together, you'll level up dramatically when you're able to do that.
Okay.
All right. Good job. That's your challenge. All right.
Yes.
We'll see how it goes. Good job, Wanda. All right. And then Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you
Everybody.
today?
Well, not fantastic, but seeing Lisa perked me right up. And Katrina's nice success story.
Yeah.
So I have like some stuff brought up. So I've been trying to do the childhood memories, and last night I woke up and I was that little girl that was not supported. I was really insecure. So I try to put myself into the memory I've been creating of my dad reading a story and my mom brushing my hair. So we were in the bed. I was picturing us in the bedroom. My dad was on the other bed reading a story to us all, and my mom was just brushing my hair. I think that's how I fell asleep, but I don't know, because I woke up and I'm sort of stuck as that insecure little child. So I'm going to try to give myself a lot of love, because I'm not feeling ashamed about it right now.
Good.
I'm feeling okay, that it's okay for me to feel vulnerable, and so I want to try to think positive, and so that everything around me will fall into place and I'll be supported.
Yes. So Cheryl, here's the first thing I want to say is well done and congratulations. because as difficult as that is to go through, what was happening there is processing. So your subconscious is processing all the work you've been doing. So it doesn't feel nice, but it's a good sign. It's a sign of movement. It's a sign of progress. Okay. And so today we will absolutely aim at that. And I will write, because Steve's note things are here. So I'm going to make a note of the targets today. You, okay. And so, of course, we're going to fill that little you with love. And then what you can do as well is just regularly imagine giving that little you a hug. So that's all, just hugging that little you. It's okay, sweetie. You see that little you as a child, like your own child. So how would you, what would you be doing if that was another little girl? So then you take a step back so that you're not sort of soaking in the emotions as much as you then switch roles to the parent, to the carer, to the person who cares about this, to the adult who cares about this little girl. And so you can reassure her by saying, it's okay, sweetheart, it's not happening anymore. It's over now, you're safe, you're loved, you're wonderful, whatever she needs to hear. Okay, and then of course, then the new memories as well. But
yeah, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I think I might have triggered it because I was trying to undo a childhood memory that was traumatic the other day. And I tried to fill that subject with unconditional love and I couldn't.
Okay, all right. So, and that's okay. So I know that we don't normally do this in the session, but under the circumstances, let's do this now. And everybody else can follow along if you want to, aiming at your own thing. So Cheryl, first of all, what do you use as a subject for the superpower?
My son.
Your son, okay. And as he is now, or as he was a baby?
As he is now.
Lovely. And what's his name?
Mark.
Mark. Lovely. And what do you love about Mark?
Everything.
Very good. All right.
He's very kind and he's very loving and listens, and he's just a good person.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. So take a deep breath, close your eyes. And I want you to think about Mark now. And think about hugging Mark, what it feels like to hug him, how kind he is, everything you love about him, the closeness, the connection between the two of you, the love between the two of you. You got that?
Mm-hmm.
Good. And surround both you and Mark by your favorite color. You got that?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Feel the feeling of that beautiful color as it surrounds the two of you. Good job. All right. Now press pause on that for a moment. And let's go to that memory you wanted to change. About how old were you in that memory, that traumatic memory?
14.
14. Very good. And now press pause on that. Let's go back to Mark. And the color. What color are you surrounded by?
It's a different color today. It's yellow.
Oh, lovely. Very nice. What kind of yellow is it? Is it like a sunshine yellow or a pale yellow?
Yeah, it's a bright, pretty yellow.
Nice. And how does that yellow feel? What's the feeling of that beautiful
Happy.
Bright yellow? Nice. I like that. Yellow was my mom's favorite color. That's wonderful. Okay, so now press pause on that and let's go back to the memory. You were 14 years old, and I want you to just very, very briefly, just for a second or two, tell me how strong the emotions are. 0 to 10. 0, I can't feel anything. 10, it's very strong. I take it it's very strong. Okay. All right, press pause on that. Let's go back to the yellow and mark. Now, Cheryl, have you ever had any pets?
Hmm.
You have?
My dog Molly. Yeah, Molly.
have a
My,
dog?
my
Ah, lovely. And what kind of dog is Molly?
she was a Beagle Border Collie mix.
Very nice. Ah, lovely. And did she ever do anything funny? Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah. And what kind of what did you love about her particularly?
she loved me unconditionally.
Nice. Did she have a cute face?
Oh, the cutest, best dog ever.
Ah, lovely. You know, all the sessions I've done with people, never once when I've asked them, does your pet have a cute face? Never once have they said no. Which is interesting. Everyone says yes, which is good. All right. So, and Cheryl, what's your favorite song?
I like, I'm just going to throw out Imagine by
Oh, nice. Good
John
one.
Lennon.
Very good. And what would it sound like if Molly sang that song?
Yeah,
I bet
I
it would
don't know.
sound great. I bet she has a good voice.
She never barked that much.
Oh, well, there you go. She was saving her voice for the singing. All right, sweetheart. So now press pause on that. Let's go back very briefly to the 14-year-old memory and just notice if the emotions are still as strong as they were or if they've changed a bit.
They changed.
Good. So press pause on that. Let's go back to Molly and Mark. And you and Molly and Mark surrounded by that beautiful bright yellow color. How lovely is that? And feel Molly's fur. Was she very soft or did she have quite coarse fur?
She was very, very soft, extremely soft.
Oh, lovely. So really nice to cuddle, I bet. Nice.
Yeah.
So imagine hugging her and Mark, and the three of you are surrounded by this beautiful color, and you're all singing Imagine together. And Molly's taking the harmony. All right. Good job. And press pause on that. Let's go back to the 14-year-old memory. And 0 to 10, how strong are the emotions there now? Just very briefly, don't stay there too long.
I'm focusing on the worst part, but I feel safer.
Good. And so 0, I can't feel anything. 10, it's very strong. About where would you say it is approximately?
I was at 100 before, so I'm
Okay.
gonna say I'm at a 5.
Good job. Very good, Cheryl. Press pause on that now. Let's go back to the little trio, the barbershop trio of Imagine with you and Molly and Mark. We've got to come up with a name for the three of you singing Imagine. I love that. I love that image of the three of you singing, and I can see Molly's little face with her chin lifted, singing her heart out. And you're all surrounded by that beautiful yellow. And what costumes are you wearing?
I'm just picturing the three of us on my bed, and Molly. Well, it's Molly used to jump up onto Mark's bed the first day we had her, and she just loved Mark.
Lovely.
And yeah, and just rubbing her onto her chin, which is exactly what we did.
Fantastic. And does that feel good?
Yeah.
Good job. Very good. So feel that connection between all of you, the three of you.
and I'm fighting like a headache in the front of my head, but I'm allowing it to come.
Good. I was going to say, so don't fight it, love it. Just allow it to be there. It's just a sensation, that's all. And it's just part of the process, things changing, and it's safe and it's okay. And send some yellow love to that to that part of your head. Exactly as it is. And everyone else in the group is sending love as well.
I feel it. I feel it from everyone.
Yes.
You're there, and I feel you there. It's like I'm not alone anymore in that room.
There you go. Exactly. Good job, Cheryl. Perfect. I'm very proud of you. And now press pause on that, and let's go back to that memory. So 14 years old, and about how strong is it now? It was a 5. Where is it now?
It probably wasn't really a 5. I was trying to make it a 5.
Okay. Where is it now?
But it's very, I don't know how, I guess it's a 10, but it was 100.
All right. So it's a 10. That's okay. So press pause on that. Let's go back to the you and Mark and Molly on the bed. And you're stroking her under her chin. And what color eyes did she have?
Brown.
Did she have beautiful eyes?
Yes.
It would be weird if you said no. All right. Very good, sweetheart. And press now, as you go back to the memory of 14 years old, I want you to take Molly with you. Can you do that?
Yes.
Introduce her to that 14-year-old you. And what does that 14-year-old Cheryl think of Molly?
She's down petting her, and they're just so happy.
Very, very good. Good job. And now I want you to see if you can change that memory to the opposite, positive and empowering. Can you do that?
Molly's taking away the confusion.
Good. And I want you to notice that whoever else is in that memory, they are completely smitten with Molly. Everybody's crowding round. They all love her. And of course, she's in her element because she's getting all that lovely attention. Can you see that?
I'm feeling very lightheaded, so.
That's okay. Open your eyes. Take a deep breath.
So in the room, it was just me.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of an after. It was after the experience. And I was kind of realizing what happened.
Okay. All right. So now let's go back to Molly and Mark on the bed with singing Imagine.
Okay.
And let's invite John Lennon into this because it's his song, right? So it's only fair. Let him
He's
come
probably
in.
naked.
Well, it's your mind. You can have whatever you want.
I feel good.
All right. And now what we want to do is when we go back to the other memory, what we want to do is we want to replace whatever happened with you are that little 14-year-old you. Instead of whatever happened is you're being given a puppy. All right. So that's what actually happened. So what happened was you were given a puppy as a present. You're over the moon. And then when whoever it was that gave you the puppy, they've left, and now you're in your room with your puppy. And you've got time to spend time with this puppy.
Okay.
How does that sound?
That sounds very good.
Good job, sweetheart. Yeah. Okay, so let's do that now. So play that new memory through and let me know when you're done.
Okay.
Good job. Play it through again. Let me know when you're done. Very good. And play it one more time and let me know when you're done. You can sing Imagine to the puppy.
Okay.
Very,
My
very
headache,
good.
my headache is gone.
There you go. Good job. Yes. So how do you feel now?
I feel everybody in the room. I feel all of you with me.
Good. Yes.
So thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. We're all there.
Yeah,
All
I feel
right.
it. And I feel like I'm not alone. And I
Good.
feel my dog. And I
Okay.
feel better.
Good job, Cheryl. Well done. I'm very proud of you. And that again is leveling up again. So, and it's important to remember, and for everyone else as well, that whatever happened in the past, whatever happened when we were children was bad and it should not have happened. But the important thing to remember is that it's not happening now. Whatever it is over. That's not, so what, the only thing that's happening now when we think of it is neurons firing, neurons making connections. And so what we're doing is rewiring those neurons. But whoever did whatever to us when we were children, they're not here anymore. That's not happening anymore. And so although it feels, you know, we feel the emotions as intensely because that's the chemicals, it's important to keep reminding yourself, reassuring yourself it's not happening right now. It's, you know, when you go to see a scary movie and your brain and body behave as if it's real, as if the threat is the dinosaurs are real. And then you have to say to yourself, it's just a movie. It's just a movie. It's not real. That's the same with these bad memories. And then you can change them. So well done, Cheryl. Good job, sweetheart. And now it's very important to keep practicing that new memory, because as I was saying earlier, the thing with the positive stuff is that needs more practice in order to become established. So that you want to practice it over and over. All
Okay.
right. Good job, sweetheart. And you can also plant it in the new memory garden on Facebook if you want to. And so
Okay.
you can take care of it there and water it every day. All right. Good job, Cheryl.
Thank you so much, Odille.
You're very, very
And
welcome.
everyone.
Pleasure. Good job. All right. And is that everyone that's on camera? I think so. Let's check the chat. Let's see. We got any? So hi, Carrie says, hi, everyone. This morning I sent unconditional love to my mum who had a test at the hospital and it went well. I'm happy. Good. Also, Luffy, oh, that's the cat that we were all aiming at, is alive and resting with his family. He has to stay in a cage for 6 weeks, but he's alive. I'm so happy to hear that, Carol. Well done, and well done to everybody for sending unconditional love to Luffy. And let's see, next one. I have 2 questions for today. Is it possible to not remember a memory that would be a trigger for negative emotion? And as we don't remember it, it never gets solved? Okay, so I'll answer that question first. So it is possible to, yeah, I mean, we don't remember most of our memories, of course, because there's a lot there and the conscious mind just can't physically manage it. But but the second part of that question, which is as we don't remember it, it never gets solved. No, that's not the case. So when you create, I mean, yes, it wouldn't get solved if you didn't try and solve it, if you know what I mean. So this is why when you create new memories, if your subconscious can just change the old memories, it'll just do that without you even knowing. Most of that work happens without you ever knowing. But if it can't, so if there's a memory that contradicts the new memories and your subconscious feels it would be dangerous to change it, or that it doesn't have enough proof to change it, or rather it has too much proof that it's true, you will remember it. It will suddenly come up and you'll go, oh, that's what now I remember that. So you will then have the opportunity to change it. So I hope that helps. So you may not remember it consciously to begin with. If the subconscious can change it automatically, it will. And if it can't, you will suddenly remember it, and then you'll be able to change it. Second question is, how can we escape what is imposed on us, like pollution, 5G coming, forced vaccination, etc.? Okay, very good. So that's a great question, and I know a lot of people are concerned about those things. So number one, how can we escape? What you are, if you can escape, if you can physically move away from something, then great, you can do that. If there is nothing you can do about something, the thing you can do is change how it's affecting you personally. Now, with all the things that, you know, all the threats there are out there, everything you see as a threat is, the biggest threat is how you are responding to it, because number one, stress chemicals, and the stress chemicals, trust me, are worse than anything else that, you know, you could, if you didn't have any of those threats, the 5G, the vaccinations, the pollution, if you had none of that, but you were living in stress, you would still be doing damage to your health and your body. Stress inside you is much more dangerous than any of those things, because it lowers your immune system. It doesn't give your cells a chance to heal. It doesn't allow your cells to absorb nutrients. There's so much, your organs don't get the blood flow they need. There is a lot more damage from stress. Now, getting into a feel-good state, so using the superpower, getting into a state of love, and using that superpower by aiming at those things. So when you think of the pollution, get into a superpower state and shine your light into that darkness. Aim unconditional love at the pollution, whether it goes away or it doesn't, whether it gets bigger or it doesn't. That is your strongest, most empowered state to be in. The same with the 5G and vaccinations and anything else that's bothering you. Your power is unconditional love. So it seems, you know, I know to most people who aren't familiar with what we've been doing, that may sound absurd, but you know by now, with all the training we've been doing, that it's not an emotion, it's power. So whatever is worrying you, frightening you, the superpower, the state of unconditional love, is your protection, and it's your armor, and it's your weapons. It's your sword. So that's what you can do about, so I hope that helps to answer your question. But if not, let me know. Just let me know if you need clarification. All right. Then there's about that. I worked the whole afternoon, France time, on Zoom, and we had lagging microphone problems that we never experienced before. Okay, all right. Oh, I see. Yes, so there was about the lagging. Sorry. Yes, thank you, Sylvie, for sharing that. Katrina, good. Have a target today, please. Be allowed to make mistakes, Sylvie. So Sylvie and mistakes, making mistakes. Okay, lovely. I hope I can read my writing. For the changing of the childhood memories, if we have come to a good place and made the changes, do we still need to continue changing and practice changing it, or practicing the superpower state will be enough? So everything we do, including changing childhood memories, is to get us to the point where we're able to live from the superpower state all the time. So whatever gets you there. So the answer is live, use the superpower. And then if you can't, or if you're still experiencing challenges and circumstances and experiences in your life that you don't want or you don't like, then change, check your childhood. So you want to end up with a whole new childhood. And if you run that new, if you think about that new childhood and other memories come up that contradict it, just change those, practice them, and then continue. So the answer to, do we need to continue changing and practice changing it? Only if it's there. if those, if you're experiencing contradicting memories. So I hope that answers that question. Katrina, does that answer your question, or do you need more?
It wasn't my question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. I sorry. I didn't see that. It began. It was a name beginning with a K, and I assumed it was yours. Okay. So if that doesn't answer your question, let me know, and just I'll clarify. All right. There's Cara was my target for the last day. This is Carrie says, Cara was my target for the last day. I wonder if she felt it. I would like us to aim at Sarah's appetite today. She eats like 6 things and I can't get her to try anything new. Cheryl will be my target for today. All right, very nice. So, Carrie, Sarah's appetite. All right. Let's see. Lots of love for Cheryl, which is nice. That's good. Lisa says, the point of power is in the present moment. Lots of love, Cheryl. Very good. Thank you very much. Okay, great. All right, so let's do the aiming. Oh, Wanda?
I noticed that when we finished with Cheryl, she got cold. Is that because her room got cold or because we finished with that section that she got cold?
It could be either. So I'll unmute Cheryl and let you know.
And thirsty.
Cold.
Yeah, I did get really, really cold, freezing. And then I got very, very thirsty.
Yeah. So that can happen, depending on the processing that's going on. When you're making core changes and your brain is doing a lot of work, it can pull resources from your body. So if the blood is going to the brain, suddenly you can get cold, and that's okay. Then you just warm up again, and that's all right. And sometimes you'll yawn, sometimes you need more oxygen. Some people, different people have different reactions. All right.
Yep.
Very good. And so, another one. Cara. Okay, lovely. Very good. So let's do this. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, or keep them open if you like. And go into your superpower state. However you do that, either by repeating your word or phrase, or by imagining hugging your target, your subject. And feel your heart opening, feel that expansion feeling. That beautiful, bright, white light shining out from your heart. And imagine that light or energy spreading down to your toes, up to the top of your head, out to your fingertips. So you're now full of that light, that energy. Fill each of the cells of your body with that light, that energy. Love each cell just for existing. Feel that power. And now fill the little you with that light, that energy. Love that child just for existing exactly as they are. And feel that connection, that appreciation. And now let's aim at Lisa. Let's fill Lisa with that light, that energy from the tips of her toes to the top of her head, out to her fingertips. Love Lisa just for existing. And now allow that light or energy to overflow from Lisa and fill her son with the same light and energy, filling all the cells of his body from the tips of his toes to the top of his head and out to his fingertips. Love Lisa's son just for existing. Very good. And now let's go to Wanda and fill Wanda with that same light, that energy, from the tips of her toes to the top of her head and out to her fingertips. Love Wanda just for existing. Good job. And now imagine that light or energy overflowing from Wanda and going over to the squirrels that sit on the wall or the fence. Fill each squirrel from the tips of its tiny toes to the top of its head to the tips of its tail with that light, that energy. Love each squirrel just for existing. And now imagine those squirrels digging up Wanda's garden and keep them filled with that light, that energy, that love, exactly as it is. Love it all anyway, shining the light into the darkness. No matter what happens, keep that light shining. Good job. Let's go over to Cheryl. Fill Cheryl with that light, that energy, from the tips of her toes to the top of her head, out to her fingertips. Love Cheryl just for existing. And now fill Cheryl's little her, 14-year-old Cheryl, with that same light, that energy, her and her puppy. Fill all of that with that light, that energy, that love. All the beautiful new memories. And some special love for Mark and Molly. And what the hell, John Lennon. All right. And now let's go over to Tina. Why not? Let's go over to Tina and fill Tina with that same light, that energy. From the tips of her toes to the top of her head and out to her fingertips. Love Tina just for existing. A beautiful, pure, unconditional love. And anything that Tina fears, fill all of that with love as well. Fill all the fears, all the things that are scary, fill all of that with light, that love, that energy, shining that bright light into all that darkness. Feel that power. Good job. And now over to Katrina. Fill Katrina with that same light, that energy. From the tips of her toes to the top of her head and out to her fingertips. Love Katrina just for existing. Very good. And allow that light, that energy to overflow from Katrina and fill everything and everyone in her life with that same light, that energy, that love. Very, very good. And now let's go to Sylvie. Fill Sylvie with that same light, that energy. Love Sylvie just for existing. And now, any mistakes that Sylvie makes, making mistakes, fill it all with light, that energy, that love, whether she makes mistakes or she doesn't make mistakes. Shine that light and love it all anyway, no matter what. Perfect exactly as it is. Good job. And now to Carrie. Fill Carrie with that same light, that energy from the tips of her toes to the top of her head, out to her fingertips. Love Carrie just for existing. And allow that light or energy to overflow from Carrie and fill her daughter Sarah with the same light, that energy. Love Sarah just for existing. And love Sarah's appetite exactly as it is. Whether she eats or she doesn't, love it all anyway, shining that light into the darkness. Very good. And now to Kara. Fill Kara with that same light, that energy, from the tips of her toes to the top of her head and out to her fingertips. Love Kara just for existing. And now to Kara's digestion. Fill her digestive system with that same light, that energy, that love. Love it exactly as it is, whether it changes or not, shining that light into the darkness. Love it all anyway. See that light shining out from the whole of Kara, including her digestive system. Loving it all anyway. Very, very good. And now let's fill everyone who's on the call and has their camera off, fill them all with that light, that energy, that love. From the tips of their toes to the top of their head and out to their fingertips, love each one just for existing. And open your heart even more and feel the love from me. Pure, unconditional love. Very good. And now think of yourself later today, and whatever you're going to do, whatever happens, love that version of you exactly as you are. No matter what, fill that version of you with that light, that energy, that love. Now I want you to imagine that light or energy spreading out even further. Stretch like an angel stretching its wings. I want you to stretch it out, send it out very strong beyond where you are now and as far as you can reach. Loving everything in its path, shining light into all darkness. Good job. You can open your eyes. And how does everyone feel? All right. Good, good, good. Very good. Any questions or anything before we go? Carrie, yay, good. Is that's a thumbs up, yeah? Good job. All right. Okay, everybody. So Same thing overnight, you know, until tomorrow, practicing as much as you can, get as much practice in as you can. As you remember, you can do it as you go about your daily life. You don't have to take time out to do it. So you don't need, you know, if you're short of time, you don't have time to do things, do it while you're doing other things. That is when it's most powerful. So Lisa says, I saw Mother Mary and she said, love is the answer. And I heard Let It Be the Beatles song for Cheryl. Lovely. I love that. And that is true. So, you know, when that phrase, love is the answer, it's not just love, it's unconditional love, because that is what everything is made of. That's what we're all made of. That's who we are. So thank you for sharing that, Lisa. That's beautiful. All right. So everybody, we will see you again tomorrow. Look after yourselves. Send love to each other as well, but make sure you're keeping yourself filled with it as well. All right. Lots of love to you all. Bye-bye now.